Hello and welcome to Gigantic Games. I'm sorry it's been a while, but I had to move, new job and all that, so hopefully I can get back and start making more scheduled regular videos. I'm planning on trying once a week if possible. Well, we had a lot going on the last few months. We had Grizzled Company come out for the Imperial Guard. I play Guard. It's been a lot of fun playing with Grizzled Company. So now I'm going to come up to a question that I've seen many people ask. Grizzled Company, Krieg versus Cadians. So, we all know in the Guard there are two Mega Blobs that are mostly used. You have a 21 Krieg squad, usually without a commander, without an officer there. And then you have the 20-man Caidan Blob with a command squad and a Castellan. Now in this video I'm going to go pros and cons of each and why I like to use a 20-man Krieg command squad with a command squad and the Comisar with abhuman detail. So, what is the Cadian Blob? First, what is the Cadian Blob? It's 20 Cadian shock troops, a Cadian command squad, a Cadian Castellan. In that blob, the 20 Cadian shock troops give you 2 drum-fed autoguns, 2 melta guns, 2 plasma guns, 14 las guns. Okay. Cadian Command Squad adds an additional 3 las guns, 1 plasma gun, 2 plasma pistols. Now you can only fire 1 plasma pistol at a time because the other plasma pistol is the same model with the plasma gun, and a power fist. The Cadian Castellan gives you a plasma pistol and a power fist. This has very low in the melee, however the Cadian Castellan does give fall back and shoot and sustained hits. The Command Squad is going to give you benefit cover on objectives, and the Cadian shock troops are going to give you a sticky objectives. All of those are very useful, and this could be a very powerful blob if used correctly. Now, what is the Krieg Blob? The Krieg Blob is 20 Deathcore Krieg. In that blob, you will get 2 plasma pistols, 2 power swords, 2 melta guns, 2 plasma guns, 14 las guns. Deathcore Krieg Command Squad will give you 2 plasma pistols, a power fist, a power sword, 2 las pistols, 2 las guns, and a plasma gun. Now, compared to the last one, the Deathcore Command Squad, you can fire both plasma pistols and both las pistols at the same time because the commander of the Deathcore Command Squad has a plasma pistol and a las pistol. And since they both have pistol, you can fire both of them. And then I always seem to be attaching a Comisar with abhuman detail so I can order my Bullgren around, and he comes with a power sword and a plasma pistol. So, we've talked about what they are. What are the pros and cons of each? So the pros, the Cadians, they get sustained hits, which is huge, especially in Overwatch. Make them a good Overwatch target. Makes them better for rapid ingress too, because you can rapid ingress them and then Overwatch and order change. They also have more orders than the Krieg Blob will. The Cadians also have fall back and shoot. So even though they lack melee overall, they can fall back and shoot and blast someone off an objective. They have 2 power fist, this is 1, so more power fist attacks. And 622 is a great profile for picking up Marines, but still, it's just not enough usually. They have sticky objectives. If they're touching an objective, they have the benefit of cover. Again, good Overwatch because sustained hit 1 when you're hitting on 6s means you're doubling the number of times you hit your opponent. And they're strong for a rapid ingress because there's nothing that requires them to start on the table if you already have plenty of orders on the table already, which lets you use things such as order switching. Now we're going to go over to Krieg. They have a +1 to hit, +1 to wound. So that is conditional. If they're less than starting strength, they get +1 to hit, which is different from the order of take aim. So they can be potentially hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s. +1 to wound if they're below half, just makes all their guns that much better. They revive more models per command phase at D3+1 versus the Cadian Command Squad's D3. They have a 6-up Feeling of Pain against mortals, which isn't the best, but it's not nothing. That means devastating wound guns, you might be able to save a model every now and then. Grenades are going to be a little less effective. Thousand Suns, Doom Bolt, a little less effective. Other just random mortal wound effects, you might save 1 every now and then. They have more plasma shots at 12-inch range base than the Cadians, at 11 plasma shots. This is due to the fact they have more plasma pistols. They have 5 plasma pistols and 2 las pistols. So even though they can't fall back and shoot, they can just start shooting while in combat versus the Cadians, which don't really have any pistols. They ignore battle shock effects. So when they are battle shocked, because of the Krieg command squad, they can still be affected by orders. Orders do not fall off, and they can still be affected by stratagems. They have 3 power fists and 10 power swords. I'm gonna double check that real quick. Yes, 1 power fist. Correction, they only have 1 power fist, but they have 10 power swords, or 3 power fist attacks, 10 power sword attacks. That's how I did that one. Yep. Gotta do that math right. So they have a lot of AP to 1 damage melee. That is hitting on 3s or 4s base. The cons of both. Cadians, less pistol shots available, however they have to fall back and shoot, so you don't really care about the pistol shots. They have less plasma shots at start, but with rerolls and sustained hits, they're probably going to get more plasma shots in general. The best that they can hit on is a 3+, while the Kriegs can be hitting on a 2+. They don't have any feel no pains, and they have a low amount of melee damage without a bodyguard. I did not include the bodyguard in the Cadians because that just starts hiking the points up a lot. Now, that does change it. Their melee might be better, and then they have a feel of pain for their officers. We're just going to ignore that for now. Krieg, what are their cons? They don't have fall back and shoot. They can be stuck in combat. However, with the number of pistol shots and the amount of AP2 1 damage power sword attacks and then the AP2 2 damage power fist attacks, they might be able to fight themselves out of combat with most infantry that's not hyper elite or not a vehicle. They cost more points. So the Krieg command squad and the Cadian command squad cost the same points at this time. The Comisar costs the same as a Cadian Castellan if the Comisar has the abhuman detail, which I think is the only reason you're taking this. And it's the big deciding factor to take the Krieg is you can attach a Comisar with the abhuman detail. They have a larger squad size, so it takes more models dying before blast becomes less effective on them because they're starting at 27 versus the Cadians 26. And because the Krieg has the Comisar with abhuman detail, you're more likely to start them on the board so you can start ordering your Bullgrin. Because, you know, that's why you have the Comisar with abhuman detail. So, why am I running the Krieg? Well, the big thing is Bullgrin. My current list has 12 Bullgrin. 2 squads of 3 and a squad of 6. Being able to give 2 orders out to the Bullgrin is huge. I don't like the 6-inch order range. Attaching the Comisar to the Krieg unit with the Master Box makes it so the Comisar has an order range of 24 inches. So I can get to all my Bullgrin whenever I need to. They are the most durable battle line unit. The more they get hurt, the better they get. They revive more models. Getting in cover is not hard, and then adding armor and contempt on that just makes them very durable. Because they can hit on 2s, rerolling 1s. And I can use them as a bullet unit. I don't have to worry about losing my Grizzled Company detachment rules or losing orders so I can't use strats on them. They just work very well with that. So I'm going to go into some of the things I'm going to talk about. These are just general strategies I have with them that I've used and to some success. So, the Comisar. Comisar is cheap. He lets me order the Bullgrin. That's the big reason why. I'll usually push these guys out towards my natural or stage up the Comisar and the 20-man Krieg to push into the Midland ruins between my natural and the middle and the center objective. Why? Because now my Comisar can send orders to both directions. This means I can have a 3-man Bullgrin protecting my natural while my 6-man threaten the center. And then if I need to, I can send my other 3-man to my enemy's natural to try to threaten them there and still probably be within order range. The Deathcore Krieg, just the amount of shots they have that you can get a +1 to hit, +1 wound is huge. And if you do get battle shocked at full health for against some type of stratagem or shadow in the warp, for example, you're at full. You want to get that +1 to hit. You can use the Comisar's ability to kill one of your lasguns, hence putting you at less than starting strength. You still have the order, so now you're possibly hitting on 2s instead of 3s. The Krieg Command Squad also has the servo scrap. I didn't mention it earlier because there's been some debate about it. So some people say with Snap to It, you can only issue 1 order. Some people are arguing that with the Snap to It, you can pop the servo scribe for your once per game, issue 2 orders. I'm kind of waiting on an FAQ on that. Reading the rules, I can see it go either way. But this means this command squad, if it's ruled the way for the servo scribe to be used at any time an order is given, I pop Snap to It. I issue an order with the not with the Commissar, with the Krieg Command Squad, and then I pop the servo scribe. So I'm getting 2 orders for 1 CP. That is huge. That is amazing. I haven't heard this talked about with Inspired Command, mostly because at that time, no one was really running Krieg Command Squads. Now, I know this video is a little short, but this is just kind of my general thoughts on Cadians versus Kriegs. So, for that, happy wargaming. Hope you all had happy holidays. I'll try to post another video later this week.